Hey guys, welcome back to Tactical Rifleman. I gotta bring you guys over just a little bit more so I can see you. What y'all know? Hey, Happy New Year, everybody. I am hanging out here. I'm out in the man room, chilling like a villain, and we're gonna have us a great live stream tonight. I got a great guest for you. I know a lot of you already know who's coming out, but I'm not gonna spoil it for you. Not gonna spoil it for you. I will tell you guys about Venture Surplus. They're sponsoring tonight. Again, you guys know I love Venture Surplus. Their motto is Venture brings the Army surplus store to your door. In other words, it's a picture one of those big Army surplus stores that you see on outside all the military bases. Well, yeah, how about you don't have to drive to a military base anymore? You can literally just go online, venturesurplus.com, and they've got everything from ammo cans, your Polypro undergarments, your multicam Marpacks and everything else, and all your pouches. Anything you'd find at an Army surplus store, Venture Surplus is going to hook you up. So, in other words, I want to thank Venture Surplus for sponsoring us. You want to help me thank them, go to venturesurplus.com. Not right now, later. Go to venturesurplus.com. You can open a separate tab right now. Buy a few things. Let them know that Tactical Rifleman steered you in that direction. Anyways, guys, if you haven't heard, I've got a guest. He's actually hanging out on the other side of the TV here. He brought his dog with him. We're talking about Travis from Second Chance Canine. Travis is great people. Travis actually deployed with my old SIF company while I was company sergeant major. We had a deployment up to Mosul, Iraq. We're doing a Team SIF mission with D Squadron from Delta. We had a platoon of Rangers, and we had us a great time. Anyways, my assault force, I didn't want to pull assaulters to have to man guns and drive vehicles because they gave us a bunch of strikers, up-armored strikers. So I'm like, hey, I need drivers and gunners, and the group CSM's like, I can't spare anybody. Can't spare him. And I'm like, well, really? There was a guy out in the hallway that just told me he wanted to go. And he said, really? He's like, you find volunteers, you can have them. So Sergeant Major Erickson, wandered through group headquarters, and lo and behold, here's this new 18 Delta medic. I've already been on a few deployments, working in the group med office. And he's like, Sergeant Major, I'll go. I gladly will go. And I thought that was so cool. That was how Travis Hall got introduced to A15, and not only was he awesome, but he chomping at the bit. He just wanted to do anything. He wanted to get in the scene no matter what it was. And we were doing all this training, right? If you're not actively outside the wire, you've got you're doing training inside the wire in Mosul. And we're practicing vehicle takedowns and all this other stuff with our military working dog that we had attached to us. His name was Rolex, and this was Rolex's first deployment overseas. But Rolex was the largest military working dog that we had ever met. This dog was a monster. I don't even remember his handler's name. Who had Rolex?
Tenon.
Who was it?
Tenon.
But I tell you what, we needed somebody to be in the car. Travis is like, I'll do it. So you understand that Velociraptor right there is going to, and Travis is like, I'll do it. And Travis enjoyed working with the dog so much later on in his career. He went on to be a military working dog handler. From there, from 5th Group, did contracting for a while, Reserve SF or National Guard SF? National Guard, Special Forces. He's actually now, he just told me he's up at Group HHC, First Sergeant, 20th or 19th?
20th.
20th Group. You know he's wanting to start his pistol every day. So what do you say we bring Travis on, and he'll bring you up to date. Travis, come snuggle, man. Come snuggle.
Kuma.
Got my full cup of coffee. I'm ready for a good live stream. He brought a whole thermos. He said Carl doesn't make good enough coffee for him. All right, man. How you doing? How you doing?
What's up, guys?
I think we got room for you. What do you
Kuma,
think?
come here. You want to say hi? Kuma, come here.
Oh, it's a puppy. That's
So
a puppy.
Kuma was like this big when we first started this.
Yeah.
And actually, Susan named Kuma, so
Really?
he's 92 pounds now.
92 pounds. That's a monster.
He's a monster dog.
Oh, but
he's bigger than Rolex was.
Yeah, is he really?
Yeah, he's bigger than what Rolex was. Good boy.
But the temperament, guys, is just crazy. This dog is so well trained, so well trained. Awesome, man. So, what have you been up to? Bring us up to speed.
I just been so I got after contracting kind of died down. The 20th group offered me full-time orders down in Alabama, running our schoolhouse. So I took the orders.
So Falcon instructor, right?
No, everything instructor.
Everything instructor.
Yeah, so like the ASD.
Nice.
So Cephalic, CIFSIC, Master Breacher, low vis combat course, mobility.
So a little bit of everything.
Yeah, so I kind of just manage all the guys that teach the courses. This weekend, I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm taking over as the HHC First Sergeant for 20th Group. I don't know. I like the guys.
No.
There's
Honest,
actually a picture of you right here.
yeah,
being the HHC
you guys
First
see the
Sergeant.
one right over my shoulder right here. It's got the it's not a Fairbairn Sykes knife. That's actually a G43 Special Forces dagger. It goes back to OSS and everything. But like Travis said, I don't know if you guys can see it, but
that one right.
that is that right there is all of group headquarters on and I'm right there with the company commander. This is anyways, that's a retirement plaque, not retirement plaque, the plaque that they gave me when I left the company and went back as sergeant major at A15. So kind of cool, right? You hate getting stuck with the job as first sergeant, but that said, I learned a lot about the support kids, one, and two, whether they like it or not, you're going to help them become better at supporting the operators.
Yeah, I don't mind it at all.
That's the truth.
I got a lot of really good people that work there, so I feel supported and ready and able to kind of like handle the mess that comes with it, and I'll probably have some extra duty kids or something at some point, but I got a lot of floors to buff, so.
I did not have them buff a single floor. I was a creative son of a gun. For example, because I'm all about learning, not just punishment. You remember the 5th Group Parade Field? Mm-hmm. It's called Gabriel Field. It's got a tree planted for every dead Green Beret since 5th Group moved from Fort Bragg to Fort Campbell. And it used to be just 3 rows of trees. And there was, because we only had a couple deaths during the initial invasion of Iraq and Afghanistan. Now you go out there and it is a freaking forest. Rows of trees on both sides. They've started adding trees across the back. And it's sad that we know everybody there. But there's a plaque saying the name of the guy, bronze plaque at the bottom of each tree that tree represents. And it's got the date and where it happened and everything. Well, one of my extra duty kids, and he was a little gangster. I mean, he was right out of the hood, and gangster, did not want to be in the Army, got assigned to 5th Special Forces Group, and he's on extra duty. And I made him bring me a empty 5-gallon water can, fill it up with water in my sink, and then go empty that can onto each tree. And he had to come back and tell me how that guy died. And after first 2 trees, he thought I was joking. And I walked him out there and I held his head, leg sweep and everything. I held his head down so that he could read. And young kid, he don't have nearsightedness or nothing. You push a kid's head all the way against a tree, he'll read. But I'm not being rude, but you understand I use the word gangster. This kid had no respect for authority. By the end of the second, and it took him 2 days to water this thing, because you don't keep them all night long, only a couple of hours. By the end of the second day, he was coming back, and he's like, Sergeant Major, I don't know, because I'd already pinned Sergeant Major by then. He's like, Sergeant Major, I don't know how this guy died. It just has a date. I'm like, all right, let's go look. And there's a row of where 5 guys all died the same day, and it was a halo jump where they set the altimeters wrong.
Oh.
They were jumping we're at 680 feet above sea level, and they're jumping in the mountains. And if it's, let's say it's a 5,000 foot difference, you've got to either add or subtract on the altimeters where you're getting on the plane, depending on where you're going. And the jump master made a mistake of 5,000 feet. The other jump master, double checking his math, made the same mistake. And that's, you always have somebody double check your math. And it was actually a daytime jump. But they were 10,000 feet off. So they're all falling, and they found the guys in a nice group down in the ground. And one guy's like this, 6 inches down. Another guy's like this, but his D-bag hadn't deployed yet. Then the next guy, the D-bag is out at line stretch, but the deployment bag hadn't left. The next one's got a little bit of silk, and it was, in other words, the first guy watched his buddy hit, and then pop, 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 and you do whatever you can, but you're not getting. It was too late. It was too late. So, anyways, he did not enjoy doing extra duty, but he got something out of it.
That's good.
So, anyways, good. So you'll have fun, man.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be good, man. We change over this weekend. Big shoes to fill. Tony is a really good friend of mine. He's gonna take a team, another team or a team, I don't know, quite sure, but then I'll take over for him and just keep running it,
Awesome, dude. I'm glad. I'm proud of Travis, guys. Travis is still staying in the fight, helping making the world a better place. Meanwhile, I grow old. I've become quite a fag. Former action guy.
I'm pretty old, so just I don't know why I'm sticking it out.
56, dude. I'm closer to 57 than I am to 55. So, anyways, for what it's worth. That's some good coffee right there. Got just enough tequila in it. I got this mocha tequila. You can try some over there, but you're driving. I'm not. Yeah, good stuff. Guys, while we're chit-chatting, because, me and Travis, we can chit-chat literally all day long. I wanted to show you guys that I have a patron who's a big fan of him also. His name is Kevin Fryer. This is Kevin Fryer's knife. Kevin Fryer bought a knife from Kraken Tactical. A lot of times Kraken's in the chat room. I don't know if Kraken's here right now.
I've talked to him forever.
Kraken's good people. He made a knife for Second Chance Canine. He made a knife for my patrons, a big Patreon knife. This knife is an even bigger knife. This is the damn cowboy knife that Randy Rawhide Worst designed. You guys know Randy Worst. He's been on the live stream a lot. You've seen a bunch of his TR videos. Randy is a nutbag. He's got a pistol on his knife belt. He carries that many knives. So anyways, I actually have my damn cowboy knife. This is the, knives usually come in a box. This is what you get. And so anyways, my damn cowboy knife. It's a little different than that one. But guys, look at that puppy right there. All right, it's got the damn cowboy on one side. It's got the tactical rifleman on the other. I want you to appreciate how big this knife is, guys. I mean, it is a monster. Now, Kevin's has got the Special Forces crest on it on the same side as the damn cowboy logo. And I think that's very cool. You get your own little placard with what your number is. Mine was 005. I believe if you zoom in on that picture, that his is actually like 100 or 101, which is kind of cool. Kind of cool indeed. We're going to keep that knife out so we can keep playing with it. It also comes with a Kraken made a brass tactical rifleman coin. You guys know I've got all these coins and everything. They go all the way around my man room here. Not joking. Literally, you can look all the way around the room, guys. They go all the way around the room. I've got, and all my knives have stories. I haven't made a tactical rifleman coin yet. My wife is wanting me to do one to give out to like high shooters and stuff like that at classes. And anyways, Kraken made me a coin, and that coin, he gives them away with certain knives. And Kevin has one of those coins. It's got the damn cowboy on one side and the TR logo on the other. So if you want one of the original TR coins, this knife is just so freaking big. You can't appreciate how big that, but it's light enough that you can.
Come here, Kim.
You can do some work with this thing. You can definitely do some work with it. So anyways, we're going to auction this knife off tonight. Not mine. I'm keeping mine. But Kevin has heard, and I'm going to let you elaborate more. And I don't mean to have you vent dirty laundry and everything. But guys, you know he runs Second Chance K9. And I want you to explain what that is in a minute. But one thing Travis won't say about himself is all of his heart and all of his soul and a lot of his family's time and a lot of his family's money goes into Second Chance K9, and they don't have enough support. They really don't. And when you start, oh, sorry, puppy, you start looking at food and shelter and vet bills and everything. I spend more on my 3 dogs than medical wise than I do on my kids. I can't imagine your whole stable of Velociraptors. So anyways, guys, we are going to auction off this knife that Kevin is nice enough to give up. We're going to draw it at the end of the live stream. So, he said, Kevin Fryer said it's number 100. Ghost Enemy threw down a bid of $1. No, how about Susan? Can you put me in? No, don't want to ask Susan to do it. I will have Donut do it. Donut, put me down for $600. All right, just because I know that's what Kevin has in it, and if I'm gonna buy that knife, it's a $600 knife, guys. It is. You got to understand. It's handmade and then shipped all the way from Australia. So the bid is $600, and I already have one. It's because it's for a good cause. So at a minimum, if I can't get you,
dude, I love it.
That'll help you a
Kim
little
is
bit.
ripping farts down there.
No, it's hard. So tell us about what is Second Chance K9.
So after my dog handler time at 5th Group, I went contractor. And you knew Bear and
Bear.
Yeah.
That was his dog when he was a military working dog handler at 5th Group.
Bear eventually, through a bunch of trouble and time, retired to me, and dude, it was like game changer. Like it was such a game changer moment for me and my family and like my mental health and all that stuff. And so when Bear passed away, there was a huge. He passed away from old age a few years ago, but there was a huge gap in what it was that we had. So I just thought about it, and we had been kind of rescuing dogs, kind of like just because we wanted to. Like we're super passionate about the Malinois breeds, and so we were like pulling in mouths and just giving them to people, And so Melissa and I sat down and talked, and we looked at the finances of it, and we just decided that, hey, if we don't do a nonprofit, we can't afford to keep doing this. So we started the nonprofit in 2019. I immediately deployed after we started the nonprofit. So I'm in Africa for almost a year of the first year of the nonprofit. So we just kind of raised money that first year. While I'm in Africa, I end up I end up rescuing a dog, so I'm in Africa. Somebody at the embassy had this like crazy dog that they couldn't handle. So I end up rescuing a dog in Africa and flying it home. Flying it home from Africa. And it's just kind of kept going from there,
I'm sorry, man.
No, you're good.
Put a mic on.
No, you're good. Man, I think we're at like 40 dogs at this point. I'd have to go back to all the paperwork and know for sure. Believe it or not, for 24, we've already placed a dog with a veteran. Literally yesterday, we had a veteran who's been on our list for almost 2 years now. He called me up and he was like, "Hey," and just brought him over to the house. Originally, we just wanted him to meet a couple of the dogs to kind of feel him out and see what he wanted. He completely fell in love with one of our dogs, so I felt inspired, and we sent him home with a dog that day.
Really?
Well, we had her ready. She was kind of like, so we had her ready and everything, and they're crushing it. He's sending me all kinds of text messages, and like he's like just
getting along good with the dog.
Yeah, it's just amazing. So we kind of just been doing our thing with the rescue, and we're at 8 dogs in the house today. So
ready to go.
Well, not ready to go. They're like different levels, like.
You notice how he said at different levels. And those of you that are new, guys, he's not training these dogs to be military working dogs, but he's talking about rescuing dogs. Why? Because all these military movies, you got all these people that think it's cool to own one of these military type dogs. The problem though is, and the reason why I don't have one is that's a velociraptor. I don't mean that in a bad way, not at all. Is he so energetic and they need so much attention and love. And if you're willing to give them attention and love, they are the most magical animals. I'm fat and lazy, so I have fat and lazy labs because that's what a lab is a couch potato is what a lab is. So all these civilians get these dogs and they realize they can't handle them, so they end up dumping them on the side of the road, dumping them in pounds. Travis is not taking them and training them to be military working dogs. He's not just giving them to friends. He is training them to be...
I need some volume, apparently.
You need some volume?
Yeah.
All right, I got to get Travis some... Why is Travis not have any volume? Oh, because we're... I'm trying. All right. How about that?
How's that, guys? Is that better? Yes, it was Hella. So we placed Hella yesterday with a veteran. Super excited. Cannot wait to see what happens. Hella's such a good girl. A little misunderstood, but still such a good girl. And she's one of my favorites. So I drove out to when I picked up Hella, I drove out to Nevada and picked her up from another guy. Right. Not a great situation, but and then took this puppy that was this big all the way from Nevada because she was too young to fly, and I wasn't ready to fly her. So took this dog from Nevada on my lap all the way, drove back from basically Tahoe all the way back here with this dog on my lap. So Hella definitely has a place in my heart, and I just kind of been waiting for the right guy. Yeah. And I felt like yesterday Phil was the right guy, And
no, that's awesome, dude. That is awesome. That is awesome.
So who else do we got? Lucy is our newest dog. So we looked for her for her home. I was driving. So we just recently went to Texas and did a branding with some family and friends of ours. Yep. Actually at this ranch. So we were out in Texas, and I was prepping the truck to go to Texas. So I was going to get it washed and all that stuff. Yeah. And then I drove past this dog running down the like a highway, and I stopped, yelled for her to come to me, and she bolted. So I was like, all right, if it's meant to be, I'm going to drive back through here on my way home, which was kind of out of the way. But I drove back that same way on the way home, parked my truck this time, got out, and she ran right up to me.
Really?
Oh, yeah, man. This beautiful...
Middle of nowhere.
Yeah, middle of nowhere. It's this beautiful little German Shepherd. I think Dutchie. We just did DNA on her to find out for sure. But, man, so she ran up to me. She was all lovey and happy that somebody actually touched her. Threw her in my truck, and then, good God, she stank so bad. She'd been on the road for a while. My eyes watered. That's because I had my windows up because it was cold. Yeah. And my eyes started watering from the smell that she was putting off. So that bad, So called our vet here in town, ran her over there, looked for a chip, looked for anything we could idea with, nothing. So we've just enrolled her into the service dog program,
Well, that's good. That's decent. I actually got a question from the peanut gallery for you. This is from Rob. My dog and I have a question for Travis. Why don't the canine units in the Army use hybrid dog wolves? And he wants to try out. Also, where does he go for that?
Oh, so you want to be a military handler?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. So if you want to be a military handler, you have to go active duty. So right now I'm in the guard. We don't have dogs.
You don't have dogs
because
in the
like
guard.
I'm an active duty.
Yeah.
I'm an active duty guardsman, but not everybody in the guard is active duty, so it'd be really hard to manage them. But if you want to go active duty, man, you can either go MP or you can go one of the special operations units. And first you got to get the qual, then get some experience, and then you can be a dog handler. But I highly recommend it, man. Look, running my dog was the highlight of my career. Like running Bear was like the best thing I ever did. And you know, just running him and being his partner and I deployed with Bear 4 times, and you know, so just being with Bear all those times.
Yeah.
It was pretty awesome.
Watching a bomb dog for the Air Force. It's just a dog with, at Raptor, we actually had a female Air Force dog handler, and her dog, they barely got along at all. An MP dog, their job's just to bark and hit the padded suit. But they're different dogs. They don't do both. The special ops dogs, Travis would have these guys, not just Travis, all the fifth group dog handlers. Their dogs could hunt for bombs. They could search buildings. They could do the attack and target takedown if it needed to. But they're very, very talented dogs, and watching the dog handler and the dogs get amped up too. That one trip Rolex bit the one time in the back of the Striker, it's dark, you got the little lights and the vehicle's bouncing, and I think Rolex bit like 4 or 5 people in the back before he even realized, like, get your dog off of me.
So Special Forces and Navy SEALs and MARSOC and those guys, they try to do a little more specialized dogs.
Yeah.
The average dog, like the dogs in Special Forces are truly special in that like most dogs can only do like 1 or 2 tasks. You know, they're either a bite dog or they're a bomb dog or they're a drug dog, or you know, or there's some dogs can do like what they call dual purpose, where it's like a bomb and a bite or a drug and a bite. We threw tracking into that as well, and everybody kept asking me when Bear retired, well, oh, why don't you go do like search and rescue or something? He's such a good tracker, you know. And so, but at the end of every search Bear did, he would bite people. You know what I mean? So I never really wanted to do search and rescue with him because I didn't want him to nuke Grandma when she was lost, you know, from her Alzheimer's, you know. And so, yeah, man, it was awesome. It was amazing. I'll never regret doing that.
Blaine 5700 said, tell Travis I was rocking his Second Chance Canine Magpul fundraiser shirt today.
Nice, thank you.
Yeah, I was actually wearing one of Travis's t-shirts the other day. I was going through my closet and cleaning out. I think I threw away 300 t-shirts.
Yeah, I need to do this.
But yours was one of the ones that stayed, and I actually put it on, and I was like, me wearing it around to the grocery store and the Sonic to get cheeseburgers for my dogs is not really helping Travis any.
So Magpul is super good to us. Magpul, you know, of course, they have the clothing line. So we do a shirt with Magpul every year. We get a design, we submit a design to Magpul, and then Magpul will sell all the shirts, do everything for us, print them, everything, and then just stroke us a check.
That's cool.
So this year's shirt design, I should have worn one. This year's shirt design was like kind of like an 80s themed dog wearing Malinois wearing sunglasses. You know, last year's was kind of like a 80s themed, you know, like
you like the 80s.
Yeah, I know.
Who doesn't like the 80s, guys?
No, they're really good to us. We'll see them at SHOT Show this year. I'm going to SHOT Show.
You going to SHOT?
Yeah, I'm going to SHOT.
I will only be there Wednesday and Thursday. We fly back on Friday, but I'll have to hook up with you while we're there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we're going. I'm going for the military, but you know, I always represent the nonprofit wherever I go.
You're gonna bring your puppy with you?
Yeah, we'll bring Kuma with.
Nice.
I'm kind of I approve all the purchasing that we do now for what we do. So I'm going to go and just see if there's anything cool and new that we need to be working with.
Yeah. Russell Ridge, glad to see you back. Ever had dog target use shares, throw nets, other netting to stop fur missile? Do you train for that, or can you? Happy New Year.
I never saw anybody try to trap the dog on my deployments. I never saw any snares either. But what they would do is a lot of pressure systems, So if you stepped on it, they were actually more targeting both of us, the dog or us, you know what I mean? And so actually Justin Munchke from third group got killed that way.
Really?
Yeah, he was chasing a squirter, which is what the dogs are supposed to do. So Justin, he got blown up by one of those. So it's one of those things that you've always got to be watching out, not only for you but the dog. And I just trusted him, man. Like if I even saw because I knew that dog so well that if I even saw him throw like a change of behavior, like, oh, you know what I mean? I'd focus in on it and I'd slow down for a second, listen to what the dog was telling me, and then kind of jump back into it. He was such a good dog, and his nose was incredible.
Nice.
That dog could smell bombs like it was nobody's business.
Smell bombs. Isn't that sad to live in a world like that? No, guys, it's awesome. It is awesome. All right, I had another one come in for you. That's for missile one. This from Leif LeBlanc.
Leif.
Rangers lead the way. $20, 20 bones for Second Chance Canine. Happy New Year, Carl and Travis. Rangers lead the way.
Love it.
I appreciate it. Of course, that YouTube's going to take their cut out of that, you little pricks. Little pricks. Let's see. I don't have a 20. I got 2 10s. That's 2 10s.
So,
no, because if I don't give it to them right now, guys, you understand, everything from YouTube goes to the film crew, and this way the film crew can't.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Forget. They can't leave you hanging.
So, what's new, man? What's new? I think I'm going to drop my retirement paperwork here in the next couple months.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm at 24. This November I crossed over into 24 years. So.
Okay.
So do first sergeant gig for a while and then drop retirement. And
what about if you come up on the Sergeant Major's list?
Oh man, I don't.
Like my wife said, dude, she's like, retirement pay is forever, and Sergeant Major's pay is a lot more than Master Sergeant pay. So
I'm trying to knock out the online stuff now, and if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
I lucked out, dude. I didn't have to go to the Sergeant Major's Academy.
You went to the Air Force one.
I went to Air Force 5 weeks long.
Yeah, I know.
5 weeks.
Yeah.
I got to the end of it, and
it's like 3 months.
I'm like, when are we going to do the frontal lobotomy? And they're like,
this is Air Force, bro.
This is Air Force, Sergeant Major. We don't do that here. And I'm like, when you going to rip out my spine? And I was like, it's the Air Force. Y'all don't have spines. Okay, I got that. So, see, in the Army, when you go to Sergeant Major's Academy, they got a big jar of pet peeves, and you got to reach in and randomly pull out. I got mustaches, and I got don't walk on my grass. And the Sergeant Majors don't get to pick them.
No.
They get they can take them out of the jar, and that's why Sergeant Majors are messed up. You look at them real close, dude. They get a little scar in the corner of their eye where the hot poker they do the frontal lobotomy. But I didn't go to Sergeant Major's Academy, so I came back to group, and I was like, dude, I'm screwed. I'm like, I'm not normal, you know. So anyway, I was not a good Sergeant Major.
I thought you were a pretty good one.
Yeah, I tried. Go figure, you know. I tried to take care of my troops and accomplish the mission. That is not what they want a Sergeant Major to do. Whew.
No, so I mean,
I'm joking, guys. I met a lot of great Sergeant Majors in the Army. I did.
I know a couple that I really, really respect. So.
Yeah, there's a few out there for sure. All right. If Travis is happy to share, can you ask him how he is health-wise now?
Oh, I'm good. I'm awesome, guys. So I had a health scare last year. Was messing me up pretty good. Actually, was on here for one of the lives, and
they remember, dude.
Yeah,
they remember.
So no, I'm 100%. I got a clear test the other day.
Really?
So yeah,
That's awesome.
They did like a little procedure, and they shrunk it down. I had some stuff going on in my colon. Basically, they thought they were gonna have to. They thought they were gonna have to remove part of my colon. I was gonna be on a bag. I was like, nah,
Ooh,
this
that would
isn't happening.
suck, yeah.
So I fought it, and did the right thing. Stayed on the meds. The meds crushed me. I was on a live here one night, and I was on the meds,
Yeah.
and I was just like, I couldn't keep my eyes open.
Yeah.
You know,
He was tired. Yeah.
and so, but had a procedure a couple months ago where they snipped it out, and they just, I'm good, man. I just had a clear blood test a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
I got to keep doing blood tests for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Like every 6 months, I go in for the blood work, poop in a box, you know, kind of thing.
Dude, ain't that awesome? Clear. That's awesome. Well, dude, we're still going to keep you in our prayers. And no, that's the best news I've got all day.
Yeah, no.
Sincerely, that is great stuff right there.
I feel great, actually. So once that crap was out of me, because I was rough, man. I was suffering out in Texas on our hunt. Like it was, you know, just real bad. I was hurting. And just like didn't even enjoy.
That was a helicopter hunt.
Yeah. Didn't even enjoy the hunt because I was hurting so bad. But now I'm like awesome. Like like I feel good. I'm ready to crush it.
Billy Heaton asks, "Hey Carl and Travis, any tips on sharpening knives and best knife sharpener?"
Oof. I don't know. I don't mess with knives as much as.
I mess with knives entirely too much. There's the old Lansky. Look up that word, Lansky, and there's 50 different knockoff brands of them. But the Lansky knife sharpener kit goes all the way back 20, 30 years. I used my first one. Let's see, I brought it to Desert Storm with me, so that would have been 1990. But I would deploy to Kuwait in 94, 95 with 5th Special Forces Group. And I had this knife that I always carried, not quite this big, but basically how a Lansky works is it's a metal clamp that goes on the blade, and it's got preset holes, top and bottom, and you have a sharpening stone that's on a guide rod, so it maintains the angle for you, and you basically follow the instructions that are on the package. That's how I recommend you learn how to sharpen a knife, because the guide is there to keep the angle correct so that you learn how to do it correctly without having to learn by trial and error. And it will give you a razor's edge. It comes with coarse, medium, fine, and ultra fine honing stones. Put a little bit of break free on some of the wet stones, and it will never let you down. And there's lots of great different knife sharpeners out there. What is the one I keep in my go bag? If you were one of my patrons, I just did a quick tip about it a few months ago about the knife sharpener. If you remember what it is, if you could just put the name of that knife sharpener in, but it's a very small one, guys. It has a little guide, but it's got it has a diamond side that has a regular stone side. It's got a ceramic rod that you can use. It's even got a slot for sharpening fish hooks and stuff. You can do serrated blades with it, so long as you understand maintaining an angle and how to glide the length of the blade. I want to say it's called a Ready Sharp or whatever name of it. One of my guys will look it up for me.
So Ken Robbins said, just get Jason Knight to sharpen it. Jason Knight's a good friend of mine. I go up to his place. I haven't been in it over a year, but I go up to his place and
he sharpens it for you.
No, he kind of walks me through.
Yeah, he's the one that makes knives, right?
He makes them, and then
you had one of his knives on the show.
Yeah,
was it a tomahawk or something?
Yeah. So So Jason and I are freaking.
Yeah, the yellow one, Brandon, the yellow one.
He's super awesome, and so I'll go up there and I'll bring a bunch of stuff and we'll just play the whole time.
Yeah, but this thing, guys, it's plastic. It's got a diamond edge on it, and it will put an edge back on a knife real quick in the field. I use it on my axes, my hatchets, pocket knives, fixed blade knives in the field. It is definitely the knife sharpener to use. Speedy Sharp, I think that might be it. Yeah. I know. JJ said Spyderco has their own. Every knife company has their own sharpener, but you understand most of them don't make knife sharpeners. Big Fezzik said, no, not donut. I would go grab it for you guys, but it's actually out in the trunk of my vehicle that's loaded up right now to go to Chicago. I'm going to Chicago in the morning, so no big deal. Work sharp. Yeah, that's it, Susan. Thank you. It's a little yellow. It's got a red handle on the end so that you can rotate the ceramic blade, and it will sharpen a knife badass. But the big thing is learn how to do it correctly. And once you get it down, once you grasp the concept of sharpening a knife, basically all you need is a ceramic rod to touch up your edge. Where can you always find a ceramic rod? I appreciate you asking. Roll when you're in your vehicle, right? You're driving. Roll that window down about 6 inches, and you can use the unpolished lip of the glass. If you look at it, the lip is not polished. It's ground, but it's not polished, and it is just right because glass is almost as hard as diamonds, but not as hard. Glass is harder than your knife is. And you can use the edge of that window. That's Randy actually teaches that. He will take your knife and he'll walk up to the edge of his truck and he will run a quick edge on it real quick. Yeah, very, very easy to do. Again, guys, we are auctioning off not this particular knife. This one is mine, serial number 005. But we are auctioning off serial number 100. It is a gift from one of our patrons, Kevin Fryer. Awesome, Kevin is a great guy, and Kevin donated that knife to raise money for Second Chance K9.
Kat, one of our supporters, she owns a bunch of knife companies, but she gave me a couple of these. So whoever wins, I'll
toss in one of those too?
I'll send a Microtech out.
No joke.
So whoever wins it, I'll send a Microtech out. Just make sure I get the address to whoever
wins.
Yeah.
I'll make sure you get the address.
Don't stab a pig with these though, because when they get full of blood and you try to pull them back in, all that blood goes into your inner teeth.
You got to lick that stuff off first.
So I stabbed a pig with this one, and I had to take it apart and clean it and put it back together.
There's always that. All right, so guys, it's 2 knives. A Tactical Rifleman bronze coin, limited edition. 2 knives now. One of them was out the front switchblade. That's very cool. I think we're up to $750 right now, but that was before Jonathan knew it was 2 knives instead of 1. Maybe you guys can bump it up a little bit. Here's the deal, guys. I know this is not the time of year to do an auction. I know everybody just blew their wads on Christmas. I got that, but the reality is vet bills and dog food and everything still have to be bought. He can't wait till June. So
we just appreciate the heck out of all you guys, man. We do this based on the kindness of other people's hearts. We've invested a lot personally into this rescue, and we're here to see it through. When I retire, my goal is to do a little bit of training once or twice a month, but then focus on the rescue. So I'm going to be a full-time volunteer for the rescue when I retire. I run it now. I say I run it, but really Melissa and Ashlyn. They because I'm down in Alabama Monday through Friday. So, and when we have courses, I'm not home on the weekends. But so Melissa and Ashlyn are kind of handling the full time day to day of the rescue. I take a dog with me, when I train that dog when they're, and so I'll put a lot of work into the dog. I'm mostly kind of focused on the dogs right now. Just kind of, hiding in the back. And Melissa and Ashlyn are doing an outstanding job keeping this place moving and rolling.
Next one is from Mama Bear, Susan Britcher. Please send Travis my love. He looks so much better than the last time we saw him, and he needs to give Kuma a big snuggle for me.
I will tonight. Actually, me and Kuma are driving down to Alabama tonight. We got work tomorrow, So we got work tomorrow.
Taking Kuma with you?
Yeah, I'm taking Kuma this week just because he's such a good boy.
Heather Fly Fishes threw down $20 and a purple turd wearing a yellow T-shirt. Okay, that's a little weird.
I thought it was like a
Ghost Anime threw down $3 American, and this is an emoji of a camouflage hippopotamus. I think that's what he is.
I thought that was one of those, what are the bears called? The freedom bears or whatever those things are that she threw down.
Is that one right there?
Yeah, the people that travel all over the country looking at, listening to music.
I don't know what that is, guys. Is that you understand, I have made it a point to never use a single emoji my entire life. I am emoji-less. So I'm going to be that old guy.
I send a lot of these in my text messages.
I know you do. But I get them from you. But you can scroll back through and you'll go, Carl has never sent me an emoji.
Well, or
never.
Cool. I send a lot of cool too.
That's what I send. I send cool.
Cool. If I'm in the truck driving and I'm letting you know that I'm responding, and then
I got it.
It's a cool,
exactly.
What I mean?
Cool. Funny stuff.
What else is going
We're
on?
up to $750 right now. $750. That's not bad. It's not good, but it's not bad.
So how was Patreon? I didn't get to go this year because we were in session.
I know, dude. Travis couldn't make the last Patreon class. It's going to be in October again this year, right around Thanksgiving.
Because November is a heavy month for us.
Can you do around Halloween?
Yeah, Halloween should be doable.
We're going to do it local again.
Okay.
For those of you interested, Patreon this year, if Susan was going to reach out to, what was it, Johnny? I think that was her name, at General Butler State Park.
General Butler is a great spot.
Great venue.
Yeah.
There's lots of woods there. Still going to do shooting, stuff like that. But we're going to have Travis out again to do a medical class. We are going to do land navigation this time. Map and compass.
Do they have that there?
They don't have it, but it's close enough that I can go out and set in like a 10-point land nav course.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's a lot of work. I wanted to do it down in Texas, guys, Beaumont Ranch, but what a lot of people don't realize, it sounds easy for us to go to a military base or to go to a Boy Scout camp. Hey, I want to use the land nav range. You go to range control, you sign for it, they give you all the clipboards, and they give you all the routes with the points. They get checked a couple times a year, easy to do. Anybody can do it. That's not the case. If for me to do it at Beaumont Ranch, and the terrain is there, it's like 600 acres, you've got to go down, walk the terrain. All right, we can do this. That's one trip. Then you've got to go back, take the map, lay all the points in. You've then got to go down a second time, set it all up, and you can't check it yourself because everything is fresh in your mind. You've got to leave and then come back a third time and have other people with you, and y'all go check all the points and make sure they're where they're actually supposed to be. Come back, yes, this will work, or if not, we've got to fix it. But if it all worked out, you did it right the first time, what are the odds of that? Then you can do your course. That's 4 trips. I don't mind doing 4 trips to General Butler. It's only 3 hours away. That is an entire day or 2 days each trip.
Yeah, it's 17 hours.
Yes,
to get to Beaumont.
yeah, just to Beaumont Ranch. It is day there, 2 days doing land nav, day driving back. If I take Randy with me now, these guys shouldn't have to work for free. So now I've got 20 days of pay and travel and hotel rooms and everything. So anyways, that's why we didn't do land nav this year. I know a lot of the patrons that went to Texas were looking forward to doing land nav. We're going to do it this year at Beaumont Ranch.
It's also an active cattle ranch. So there's gates to go through.
Oh, yeah.
There's gates to close.
Climbing fences when they're electrified.
Yeah, there's maverick cows out there that, like, you walk into the wrong pasture, because I just did that cattle branding, man. You walk into the wrong pasture, and, dude, like, they'll get you.
Yeah.
Some of those longhorns, man.
Yeah. And they have longhonn out there. They do.
So super funny. I'm out in Texas, right? West Texas, and these are real cowboys. You know what I mean? Like, real cowboys.
Yeah.
And I'm an experienced horseman, but like 15 years ago, you know what I mean? So, because when we were hanging out, I had all those horses.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, here's a horse, and she was a sassy little beast. But so she, like, I had a scar across my face from where she kept running me through the brush and stuff. So the cattle boss is a really good friend of mine.
Yeah.
And he comes to me and he's like, don't let anything get past you. And I was like, roger that. I'm going to take these orders. I'm going to stand right here and nothing is allowed to get past me. And then a few minutes later, I see this same guy literally chasing a cow right at me. And I was like, this has got to be some kind of cowboy test or something. You know what I mean? Like these guys are testing the Green Beret, you know? So like I grab that horse and I juke him in front of that cow, and me and the cow hit. And then the cow backs off and he gets stuck in the cow gets stuck in the fence, right? And I'm like, I just messed up so bad, you know? And so like but the cattle boss was like, oh, I forgot to tell him that he's allowed to let this one out, you know? And so so this cow's stuck in a fence, it tears the fence up. I'm like, holy shit, what the F is going on? So those cows, man, if you want to do land nav out in Texas, you got to be super careful.
You got to be careful.
Yeah, because those cows will get you.
So, we've got more coming in. Jones is checking some stuff for me. I'll have more info in a couple of days. She's been on vacation. Cool. Thank you, Susan. Thank you so much. Mike Quigley threw down $20 American. Keep that wallet out, Carl. Does Travis have a pig sticking story? Have you jumped out of a helicopter with a knife?
Every year at our hunt, one of the local ranchers, he's a pilot, like he's a former aerobatic pilot, and he's got a badass helicopter. He's basically got a Kiowa, but it's the civilian version of a Kiowa.
Okay. Yep.
And so like we get into that Kiowa, and like I'll put the shooter forward facing, right? Like direction of flight forward facing, and I'll sit rear facing direction of flight. And these coyotes are so dang smart that if you miss them, they will never be hunted by a helicopter again. So if you shoot at a coyote, not so much a pig, but if you shoot at a coyote, you have to kill it.
Yeah.
And these coyotes are devastating to these ranches. You know, I'm talking, they'll eat a calf as it's falling out of the mom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like so we go out there and we help with some of that, you know, that nuisance stuff. So I'm sitting there and I'll give the guys 2 or 3 shots, but once they miss, I put their guns down. Thank you. Well, here, take that one back. He gave me a 50. So I'll give them 2 or 3 shots, and if they miss, I have to stop them, because then I have to lean out and I have to take the shot. You know, and then that's so funny because the pilot, he knows when I'm shooting because he gets so damn worked up because he's up front. He's you know, you got a big barrier between you, but you're on the headsets, and he's like, hellfire, goddamn motherfucker! You know, he's a Texas guy, because he hears, like, I'll lean out and I'll be like, ta 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 ta, you know, and I'll just put like 5 rounds in this coyote like that, you know, and he's like, he just gets excited and it makes him fly harder, you know, and so that's the coyote side. But then we do what we call pulled pork, where like we trap all these pigs, and the newest guy at the hunt has to go stab it. And you know, the first year it was my hunt, and they, you know, the guy's got dogs on him and stuff, so the dogs will catch him, and you got to run up and stab the pig. So we had knives made by Kraken for the ranch, so we had to bloody the knives, you know. So they let this pig go, and it had to be like 250 pounds, you know, like bigger than me, you know. So I was like, oh, and I had my Kraken pig sticker. I mean, it's a sharp,
two-sided, double. It's
so
a monster
I'm just, like,
knife.
Jabbing at this thing, and it's like rearing at me and stuff. And so, well, we do that, you know, for all the new guys, and then we take all those pigs. And the closing ceremony of the hunt is we pile all those pigs on like 30 pounds of tannerite, and we see how high we can get them. And we go back about 400 yards, and one of the, you know, somebody will take the shot. And so it's a good time, man. It's a really good time.
I bet.
So much so that, like, if I could retire in Texas, I would.
And just shoot pigs.
Just hang out with horses and shoot pigs, you know. I love West Texas. I love my post-Texas family, you know. So the Cross H is where we go. Then there's the Lazy S. It's just amazing. It's just an amazing place.
Awesome. Guys, if you just tuned in, we are auctioning off this knife tonight. This is one of the damn cowboy knives.
And this one.
You get this one and this one both.
Look at the size difference on these 2 knives.
Look at this.
Like, this one is as big as the handle. It's just, isn't that crazy?
And then that puppy just keeps on going. Isn't that crazy? If I bring them back here, you can see them both. These are big-ass knives, guys. Big-ass knives. All right. We're auctioning them off. All the money, I don't get a dime of it. All the money goes to Second Chance Canine. We are at $800 right now.
Dude, and that's awesome, dude. That's like, so we just rescued Lucy, right? We ended up naming her Lucy, the little black Dutchy German Shepherd. And we're so, like, and all that respiratory stuff's going around with dogs.
Yeah.
So we've always been, like, we throw the book at them, you know, like when we go to the
You
vet.
have to, yeah.
Yeah,
First
when we
time
go to
it's
the
like,
vet, we even give our dogs the flu shot.
Yeah.
You know, like, we're like, oh, give them everything. These dogs are going to be public, you know, they're going to be exposed. You know, just give them everything. So our average vet bill is about $1,000. You know, like that's without fixing them.
Yeah.
You know, that's without that's if we don't find out the dog has heartworm.
Yeah.
You know, because we've rescued a couple now that have heartworm.
Both my boys had heartworms. I rescued them off the side of the road. They were living in the field behind the dollar store. Somebody saw them on Facebook, and that's where I got those 2 adult labs. And sure enough, they both had heartworms. Elvis had adult heartworms,
Which is so bad.
Yeah.
And it's so hard. Like, I can't even imagine. Like, a lab is a lazy dog.
Yeah.
Try keeping a Malinois. When they get on the medication, they have to be sedentary. You know, they're not allowed to do anything for almost a year.
Yeah.
You know, for almost a year, we've literally just taken these Malinois and like put, like, even in my backyard, I'm putting them on a leash so that they can go to the bathroom, so that they don't get too worked up. And like, because what'll happen is as they start, as the medications, it's actually like a poison. You know,
they got to kill off the worms.
Yeah, so the medication is actually a poison, so it's really hard on the dogs. And so as the worms start to die, if too many of them cut loose at one time, it'll kill the dog. It'll give them a stroke.
You understand that if they're inside one of the heart valves, well, it's open, that valve can't close anymore, and now blood is flowing both ways through that valve. It's bad disease, man. It really is.
So if you have a dog, put it on heartworm preventative.
Yes, and
Please.
they take it on the 15th religiously of every month. I get my alarm that goes off the day prior, and we've not missed it yet. But yeah, it was a year for both. But they tested clean, and they continue to test every year clean
so far. Anything from the south, anything that we rescue from like Florida, Louisiana, man, because it's mosquito borne, you know, so they get it from mosquitoes. So anything we get from the south, we have to be super careful about what we do with them, just because, man, that heartworm kicks their butts.
And the heartworm medicine kills all the rest of the worms, and it does. So if your dog's got tapeworms, for example, the tapeworms can only get so big because every 30 days, if the week after the heartworm medicine, week later he eats a tapeworm egg off the ground or whatever, raw meat, whatever it is, that tapeworm's only going to grow for 3 more weeks till you hit him with the heartworm medicine again, and it will kill literally everything. So, guys, that happened I had to board the dogs once to, I think we went down to Florida or somewhere, and they were like, one of your dogs has got tapeworms, but the adult vet, the old guy that had been there forever, he's like, you give him his heartworm medicine every 30 days. I'm like, yeah, they're outside dogs. He's like, yeah, don't worry about it. You're good. You're good.
So we just had a video go viral of Hella, the one that we just placed yesterday.
Yep.
It's a video of her laying in the bed, and she's like that dog will stare into your soul. So like every time you look at her, she just stares into your soul. So Melissa was able to capture a video of her just laying in the bed, and we listed all the health benefits for like having a companion in your bed like that, whether it be a cat or a dog, you know what I mean? Man, you would be blown away how many people were like, don't let your dog sleep in your bed. They'll give you heartworm and diseases and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you have no idea the level of care that we take on these dogs. Like every one of these dogs is like, we spend we're not afraid to spend money on the dogs for their health. And we're so observant of the dogs that I was not worried about catching like a worm or anything from these dogs, man. I haven't seen a flea just because we're so overprotective of our dog in 5 years, so.
Brother, we are at 900 bones.
Dude, that's
right
awesome.
now.
Thank you guys so much.
$1,000
is going to totally cover Lucy's. We're a huge believer in not letting these dogs go intact. So.
Let's say one of these guys can't do $1,000 because they love you, but the reality is, dude, I can't do $1,000. I can't.
I couldn't right now. I'm an Army guy right now.
How do we? Let's say a guy doesn't want Starbucks for his daughter for the next 2 days. How can he give you $20?
Man, there's a couple ways. We have a subscription-based donation on our website.
SecondChanceCanine.com.
Yep. You can also donate via the website. We also have a Patreon, and I kind of follow a lot of what you do.
Yeah.
I went pretty heavy when I went on active duty orders, and I feel super bad because our patrons are so amazing, but I kind of like fell off the map. I was pretty sick too at the time.
Yeah.
So I fell off the map a little bit on our Patreon. I'm healthy. I'm happy again. I've got a nice rhythm at work, so I'm really starting to get back into like the Patreon and posting. I'm gonna take a little bit of your playbook, and I'm just like I'm doing it myself. Like I'm learning how to edit myself because I don't have the crew, you know.
Yeah.
But I want to start doing just like a gear review page, and it's not anything like I don't want people to mail us anything to review or anything like that. It's just stuff that I have already that I've used and been successful with. So on our Patreon, like my gun setup, you know what I mean? Like my gun setup to be a cephalic instructor right now, so I kind of want to like talk about that.
Yeah.
Or my pistol setup, or my belt setup. You know what I mean? Like stuff
very
like
cool.
that.
Very cool.
You know, like little.
So go SecondChanceCanine.com. Donate. If you can put that in the chat room, make sure it's spelt correctly, because I would screw it up.
But yeah, I know. Just taking some of your plays and running them out there.
I actually just filmed this is the first week of January. So the first week of every month, guys, for my patrons, I do a quick tip. Might be a quick shooting tip. Might be like we did knife sharpening a few weeks ago. This week was actually it's called the mini dagger. You've seen the little mini daggers. Benchmade makes them. It's actually on the shelf over there. Mine's made by Spartan Blaze. Susan Britcher had a question about how to draw it, how to use it, hold it, stuff like that, how to train with it.
Spartan Blades is an amazing
Yeah,
company.
amazing. Two former 5th Group guys, by the way.
They're out of North Carolina.
So,
they're partners.
So anyways, I filmed that quick tip today. My son's actually at home right now editing it, so I can put it up tomorrow. I probably won't put it up till late tomorrow night or Thursday, because like I said, tomorrow I'm driving to Chicago. That's round trip. I've got to drive to Chicago, spend an hour there, and then come back.
That's crazy.
And then next week we're going to do story time with Carl, and sometimes it's story time with Randy, sometimes it's story time with Emery. I don't know, have you done one yet? No. You need to do one of those. And then the third week of the month I do a question and answer video. So like we're doing question and answers right now, but if somebody has a legitimate question, hey Carl, how do you do Molly? I will bring out and show you how to weave Molly. I try to bring out the stuff associated with the questions, and then the fourth week of the month I do a Zoom live stream, kind of like this, but instead of a chat room, you guys are all Brady Bunch style and you guys actually get to talk and we get to interact. I've actually gotten up and left the room and let the patrons just go at it. It's totally cool.
I've been on a bunch of those.
Yeah, it's always a good time. So anyways, guys, if you're not a patron, again, you can be a patron for $1. You can be a patron.
I think our lowest is like $5, but you know, like I think $5 is huge for us, man. You know, we just appreciate the heck out of every little bit that we get.
All of them, yeah. I appreciate all my patrons.
Well, what it does is so our employee, we only have one employee, and she's a college student. It helps us because she does so much work for us. So it kind of helps us, keep her working for us, and man, the dogs just love her.
Yeah, because if she's got to go somewhere else, because she's got to get paid.
You know who it is? It's Trevor Wilson's daughter.
Is it really?
Yeah. So Ashlyn.
Trevor Wilson, another sergeant major.
Yeah.
I went through language school with Trevor, and he's like the high and tight sergeant major. A lot of people don't realize he's got the word hate tattooed across his belly in like foot tall letters. No, I mean he's old school.
Yeah, he's
old school.
So his wife is our accountant. Trevor's like one of my good friends, and his daughter
Trevor's
works
good
for
people.
us.
Does he got any Cobras right now?
I don't know.
Trevor Wilson, and this is before he got into SF, but Trevor, and I didn't meet him till I was in language school, but he's one of the only guys in America that is like qualified to remove the venom sacs from a live snake.
That's crazy.
Without killing the snake.
Yeah.
You understand? He's certified to qualified, I guess, to remove the venom sacs of a rattlesnake, or in his case, a king cobra. And I was never there, but I heard stories about this. They'd be throwing a big party, and like somebody would need to go to the store to get like another case of beer or something, and he would pull his king cobra out, his live king cobra, and he'd start fucking with this king cobra. And he said, if the king cobra can bite me, I'm too drunk to drive. But he said, so long as I can grab him by the throat, I'm good enough to drive. So ask him about it. Now that was Todd Sonic and a couple other guys in group that told me about it. But I never saw Trevor's king cobra. But that's Todd Sonic went through the course with him, a bunch of other guys. So anyways, yeah, man, there's some weird guys in SF. We're a couple of the normal ones. What do you mean I'm not normal? Define normal. That's the way I look at it. Define normal. Hey, well, you guys are trying to talk to wife and to let you to drop that little bit of extra money for Travis's knife here. I just want to remind everybody that the Tactical Rifleman training calendar is up for 2024. I know he's busy. I got that.
This is my last year, though. So this is my last year.
No sweat. You try to make Patreon.
Yeah.
Okay. You can do it over the weekend or whatever. But March, I have got combat pistol carbine. This is in Texas. Beaumont Ranch is where you can stay for $45 a night. You stay in the bunkhouse. That's where me and my instructors are staying. It's awesome. We go out to dinner every night and everything. But the range is nearby, called ETTS range. It is combat pistol carbine zero mastery, battle rifle 1, and then I'm doing aerial gunnery. I actually have a Little Bird helicopter. Mr. D's helicopter is out of Dallas. 1 day aerial gunnery course. That's a Monday, and then the other ones are a Sunday and a Saturday, and then a Thursday, Friday. And anyways, long story short, I'm in Texas for quite a while, and there's great. There's still a lot of open slots, and I understand nobody's thinking about, well, one, I understand the budget is tight right now for everybody, but if you got that, you got some money for Christmas, Santa gave you a couple gift certificates, you trade that shit to the local meth addicts, you get yourself some cash, and you can sign up for our classes at tacticalrifleman.com. Last week of March, we're in Texas. First week of April, almost the same classes minus the helicopter. We're back here at Montgomery County Shooting Complex here in Texas. And I'll have advertisement videos and stuff coming out soon, but I want to give you guys a chance to jump on these slots first. Again, you can sign up at tacticalrifleman.com. The last week of March is going to be here before you know it.
I know it's
crazy. Coming up quick.
So
really is.
We kick our first course of the year off, not this weekend, but next weekend. Man, and it's coming hot and heavy.
My first class, me and Emery go down to Tier 1 group in Memphis. Wednesday morning, we drive down. The clients show up at 2 p.m. We're doing half-hour TCCC. It's 8 guys from Wall Street.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and then explosive breaching, Rogers Range, a bunch of stuff. Emery's going to take them out in the Interceptor cop cars on the track. There's a lot you can do at Tier 1 group, guys. It's a fun place to play, and that's the only place my explosives license is legal. I have a Arkansas explosives license, BATFE, no shit explosives license, but it's only good in the state of Arkansas. So that's where Tier 1 group is, and that's what allows me to, I'm in the mood to blow up a car, I think.
I know, right? So I made a lot of explosive art when I was over in Afghanistan, you know, like, and
Yeah.
I'll have to send you a picture of one.
Yeah, I'd love to see it. Art. Like I mentioned, blowing up a car. We had all the executives from Remington down there one time, and I took C2 data sheet, and made the big Remington R on the roof of the car.
Yeah.
That's a lot of explosive. And then we had 1,200 grain explosive cutting tape on the A pillars, B pillars, C pillars. We blew up the whole car. I mean, we with C4, all this other stuff. But we did a line main to connect all the charges, 50 grain deck cord. But 50 grain deck cord is, every foot has got 50 grains of Patton explosive in it. But they make smaller deck cord, 25 grain. Military doesn't use it, but the civilian explosive community does, mostly for mining, stuff like that. I took 25 grain deck cord and I made the Remington R on the hood of the car. So when we blew up the whole car, they found the hood, and it had been cut. The Remington R had been cut, but it had all been rolled. It looked like ass. Knocked inside out. The hood flew about a quarter mile in the air. We were inside of a little bomb bunker with a plexiglass window. But the hood came down a couple 100 meters away, and 25 grain deck cord will press into the hood, but it won't cut it.
Yeah.
So it made a beautiful Remington R. They actually took that hood back to Remington headquarters to put up in one of their warehouses. Kind of cool, fun with explosives.
Yeah, we used to clean up the duds in Afghanistan because we shoot a lot of GMGs and so like, you know, golden eggs all over the place.
Yep.
So we'd go blow it up, or if like RPG didn't fire or whatever.
Yeah.
So one of my jobs was to go dispose of all the duds, right? So like I had this.
You don't like pick up golden eggs.
No,
you blow them in
we
place.
blow
I just want to make sure. Because he said
no,
collect.
but like the boosters and like the RPGs that would fire and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we had this tank turret, this Russian tank turret, and I mean it was the size of a Volkswagen. You know what I mean? It was that big.
Yeah.
And I've got a picture of it somewhere. I'll have to send it to you. I'd put all the explosives underneath it.
Yeah.
And those old gauges that you could, like, you send the weather balloon up and you could see how high it was.
Yeah.
Like, one of my pastimes was to see how high I could get that piece of tank turret in the air. I think I got it to like 350 feet.
Nice.
Yeah, it's funny because in the video, like I've got a video of it, and I'm like this, you know, because we're out in Kandahar, you know, middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
But we had like it was our compound, and like all of a sudden this runner comes running up, just doing a lap. You know what I mean? I'm like, probably don't want to go that way, you know. And all of a sudden this tank turret goes up in the air 350 feet. Yeah. So yeah, good times, man.
That little compound, Tarmac Farms, that's the name of it.
The one over in Afghanistan.
Outside Kandahar.
Yeah,
where
we were
it used to be Al Qaeda training camp.
Yeah, we were on Gecko. We were on Mullah Omar's old compound. We were on Gecko.
Okay.
It was Mahalik. Mahalik.
Well, we call it Tarmac Farms. That was where, you guys remember the initial, when the World Trade Center fell, they had all these propaganda videos, Al Qaeda guys doing monkey bars. That was out at what we called Tarmac Farms. And that was their Al Qaeda training camp. By the time we got there, the AC-130s had already raped the place. There's nothing, but that's where we would go do right before we go out get on the helicopters for that night's mission. We'd go out there, train, confirm zeros and stuff. And
that mountain right in the back there.
Yeah,
Gecko
Mountain.
Gecko Mountain.
Funny.
Well, I actually have a piece of the JDAM on one of my plaques because like our going away plaque there was a piece of the Mullah Omar JDAM.
Nice.
Because that cave was right there.
Yeah.
That never even the top of it was rubbled, but the inside of the cave complex was still just intact.
Did not even know it was there.
Yeah. So I have a piece of the JDAM on my wall. You know,
nice.
From that. Yeah. Mullah Omar's compound. He's still out there running around, I think. I don't think we ever got him.
He might be. I don't know if they ever got him or not.
I don't think we got the one-eyed devil, you know.
You know, he went deep.
Oh,
Saddam thought he went, not Saddam, he thought he hid deep too. We finally got Saddam. Man, I saw the video of them finally hanging him.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
There's a reason why I didn't make CNN, guys. Y'all heard it, but there were Iraqi guards there with Saddam while they were hanging him, and but he was Sunni, they were Shia, and they were all telling him, "Devil, you're going straight to hell. You're blah blah blah. And I mean, they were just getting, and the whole time he's yelling, God is great, God is great, God is great. And I mean, he's yelling at the top of his lungs. He's already got the hood over his head, and they are doing nothing but just taunting him, torturing him basically, mentally. And then they hung him. Do I have any sympathy for Saddam Hussein? Nada, not really, but you'll see that the Americans would never do anything like that. We just don't. I mean, everybody says America is so terrible and we do all this. Nah, Americans treat their prisoners very humanely, and we don't torture. We interrogate. But we don't torture. The interrogators are trained to do a lot of stuff, but some of that stuff's just wrong.
My 06 trip, I lived on that compound where they hung him in Katamiya. And then there was actually a prison break that trip. And
really?
Yeah, like two or three of the ODA guys got shot up.
No
and we
shit.
were just like smoking those dudes. Yeah, like so they shot our team sergeant. They shot one of the guards. I don't remember. He was an American, but I don't remember. He was National Guard or something like that. And then it was like 4:00 in the morning, and I started hearing gunfire. There's pictures of me somewhere on the internet from that incident, running around in Ranger panties, no socks on, but no shirt on, body armor.
Body armor.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, what the hell's going on? You know what I mean? Like, and we just, because like all I heard was the gunfire, and got up and responded. And then, we went and recovered our team sergeant who had been shot and all, you know what I mean? Then we just jumped on the gun trucks and just started laying waste to those guys.
Right on the other side of the wire,
yeah. Well, they were trying to get, what happened was they had gained like trust with the local guards, like the Iraqi guards. Mm-hmm. And so they were doing work parties. These are all foreign fighters, that was a foreign fighter prison. Yeah. And so they had like kind of gotten favor with this guy. Well, they strangled him with their cuffs and then like uncuffed themselves, put the uniform on, and then walked everybody back in, killed all the guards that were in the prison. We went and cleared it after.
Wow.
Yeah. So Josh Bowers, you remember Josh?
Yeah.
Yeah, Josh Bowers was there with me. We went and re-cleared it. We were flashbanging like every cell, you know what I mean? Like nine banging, and these cells were like a closet, and we're like nine banging every cell, like because we didn't know,
Yeah,
so,
you don't know. You turn a corner, there could be an AK right there pointed at you.
Well, there was some super heavy dude there at the time. This is like 04, 03, late 03 or middle 04. There was some super heavy dude in there that they were trying to get over the wall, and so their whole focus was getting that dude over the wall. And sure enough, we were standing there with a gun truck, and I was on a 240, just like, oh, there's another one, there's another one. That was a long time ago.
Nice. See, you guys don't get stories like this if you just go to other places on the internet. And YouTube hasn't shut us down yet.
Oh,
so
I'm surprised.
We're doing good. All right, let's see if we got any more questions in. Got a couple more here. $900. When are you calling end to the auction? Let's do 8:45. Can you guys do 8:45? We go. I want to give you guys another half hour to bid here. Don't lean back. Your mic hits your neck and distorts the sound. Yes, ma'am. I will try to do better. Sorry, she's
on you.
She's on me. She's on me. That's all right. Good stuff, guys. All right, Travis, I appreciate you coming in today.
Yeah, no worries.
I really do, man.
So SHOT Show, what's your big goals for SHOT Show?
My big goal for SHOT Show is Emery was supposed to go with me, but Emery's actually going to be busy overseas again. Different theater than where y'all think. This is a different one. I'm not taking my son. My goal, because last year I went and I tried to film things every day, little short snippets to give the public a view of what's going on at SHOT. But the reality is none of these guys care about SHOT Show. What more important to me is I want to see what's new and look around and see if there's anything that I want to do videos on. And so far, Night Force has locked in a meeting with me. Leopold has locked in a meeting with me. Primary Arms has locked in a meeting with me. Armasight has locked in a meeting with me. The owner of the nightvisionguys.com, Felix, good people. Me and him, we're going to do lunch again. and he's actually one of my patrons.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Good people, but honestly, for the most part, guys, I'm only going for 2 days, and my goal is to walk the floor and keep up. Say hi to people in the industry that this is the only time of year I get to see them. Yeah. I'm not going to range day.
I'm not going to range day.
I've gone to range day the last 3 years, and range day's just gotten less attendance, less and less and less. And it was too windy last year.
And it's cold,
miserable,
so it's
cold.
Like, it's January in Vegas, and you would think it's not cold, but like if I feel bad for the vendors that are out there all day long.
They're freezing their butts off.
It's high desert, so it gets super cold. I think our goal is just to go. My number one goal is for the military, of course. I'm trying to find that new thing that's going to make the guys better, because that's my whole outlook. Is my job is to take the next generation of Green Beret and try to impart some knowledge on them. They're not going to get a war for a while. You know what I mean? So like we're going to lose.
That's the whole thing. Yeah,
we'll lose a whole institutional knowledge base. So try to teach that, and then find things that are cool and going to be innovative enough to make the next world, the next war fightable.
Those of you not familiar with SHOT Show, it's a convention, obviously, but it is shooting, hunting, and outdoor trade show. It is not open to the public. All the gun makers will be there, but it is, and they have a very large area that is set up for military and law enforcement. And that area grows every year, but that is not the main purpose of the show. It's all your hunting and outdoor enthusiast type stuff. A better show, and I'm going to talk Travis into going with me, is the AUSA show.
I haven't been to that one.
Yeah, me neither. I was supposed to go this year, but my Suburban shit the bed right outside of Nashville. I had to turn around. That's got all the latest drone technology, new vehicles, optics, all that geared towards the military. And so going to SHOT Show is great because it's a boondoggle. You're in Vegas. We would always go. We'd send the master sniper, the master assaulter. So that would be whoever the master assaulter was. I'd go as the master sniper. Sometimes the master breacher would go, but there's not a lot of breaching stuff there. No, breaching symposiums.
But the concrete world of concrete's there at the same time.
And so is that big porn
the ABNs.
Awards.
Yeah.
The fact that you know the name.
Yeah.
The porn awards are the same time SHOT Show is. I don't book these things. I don't.
It's pretty funny because the first year I went to SHOT Show, I was hanging out with a bunch of my industry friends. We were at the Hard Rock, and I hosted it at the Hard Rock forever. And I'm sitting there, and my buddy's wife's sitting there. And all of a sudden, this pretty raggedy, older porn star comes walking up, and she just jumps on my friend's wife's lap. And is just hugging on her, and you could just see my friend's wife just no, and she's trying to get away from it, and we're totally egging it on. We're like, oh yeah, and so and it was just
my wife would cut her. Yeah. My wife would probably pull a knife and cut her.
Oh, it was pretty hilarious, but so I kind of felt bad because then then I'd skedaddled because I was I'm not doing any, not getting involved, but no, it's a good time and.
Shot is a good time. The Glock ball.
Yeah.
That's usually Thursday night.
It does suck because there's 70,000 people there, and so.
Oh, bigger than that. There's 30,000 booths.
Yeah.
So
70,000. I think last year was and last year was a slow year because it was recovering stuff from COVID, but 70,000 attendees, 30,000 booths.
And all the people in the booth. It's 100,000 people there.
I'm getting older, so the cry party and all that stuff have zero interest for me. Really, I'm kind of going innovative, cool stuff, and then of course the rescue.
Yep.
If we can find support out there.
I'll see who I'm talking to. If I think they might be up your alley, I'll text you. I'll text you their link up information, see where you're at during the day.
Hey, of course, we get to see all our Magpul friends when we're out there. With Blue Force gear, we'll be out there.
Can you hand me that helmet right there? Here, I'll tell you, I got it. I got it.
So actually, Blue Force Gear's got a quote. I don't know if it'll happen or not, but Blue Force Gear said they're doing quotes from assaulter guys, and so supposedly I'm supposed to get a quote on their booth. So we'll see what happens.
This guy's, I don't know if y'all can see it. It's obviously a PVS 14 on one side and a thermal monocular on the other with a bridge. And this is called the Sidekick 320 made by Armasight. I want to say that's actually, I think it's this Friday's video. So here in a few days, you guys will get the video on it. And me and Nicholas, we've been playing with this Nod for about 2 months now. And I'm going to film a bunch of other videos with it and stuff. But the cool part about it, guys, is it's basically the same size as a PVS 14, right? Same size, but it's like 1/3 the weight. Why do you need both? Well, to drive, for example, a thermal won't see through glass. So all you're seeing in the glass is your reflection. But anyways, Armasight is, that company died for a while. They were bought out by FLIR. FLIR bought them out because they were competition, and then quietly killed it. Well, these other people, basically the original ones that stood up Armasight, said, "Hey, we want to buy the name from you." And FLIR sold the name, and they brought the founding and the president back in to get Armasight rocking again. And you haven't heard me talking about Armasight a lot because, again, they were new. Their first SHOT Show was actually last year. So I'm seeing if their new stuff that's back is as good as their old stuff. Hey, puppy.
Hey, Kuma.
What you know? What you know? What you know?
Go, boy.
And I got a puppy. But anyways, more to follow, guys, because if you want as close to mil spec without paying what the U.S. government's paying, right? I understand you can't afford the thermals that the U.S. military is running right now.
Like $40,000.
Yeah, they start at 40 grand for the handheld thermals. And they got thermals, they're going back to cooled.
Okay.
Yeah, and why? And if you guys don't understand cooled and uncooled, back in the 80s, 70s, dating myself here, when I first came in the Army in Korea, my scout platoon, we had a big thermal mounted on the Humvee that would allow us to see across the DMZ in North Korea. And it had a big battery, but it also had a compressed bottle of gas because you had to refrigerate the whole night vision sight so that it could pick up any deviations in heat that were hitting the front of that lens. They had great range. Fast forward, everybody wants smaller, smaller, smaller. We went to uncooled, and then we had the PAS 13s on the 50 cals. Great unit, awesome. You're still getting a kilometer range, but uncooled. It's better in the winter, not that great in the summer. For example, if it's 99 degrees outside, the human body's 99 degrees, you can see trash blowing around, but you ain't seeing the human body. He's invisible. You have to have that slight difference, and the colder the sight is, the better range you're going to get. Well, for the sniper rifles, the guys in Syria, right, because they've got these 300 Norma bolt guns now, the night sights on them are good, but you've only got that 1,000-meter range with a thermal. So they went back from uncooled to cooled unit. Now, again, you turn it on, you got to let it cool for, I think, 5 minutes. But once it's cooled, there are A15 guys taking shots at over 2K in the dark. In the dark. And I'm trying to get one of them, because they filmed the whole thing, because it's got a video output. So I'm trying to get him to come on one of the live streams or do story time for my patrons. I was at the A15 reunion, and he came up to me with his buddy, and his buddy actually, one of the assaulters, he's like, "Man, hey, the assaulters, we've been killing everybody with CAS, close air support." He's like, "We haven't been blowing any doors, but the snipers, this guy, dude, he's smoked a bunch of guys past 2Ks." And I was like, I'm wanting to throw up the bullshit flag, right? You're wanting to call bullshit. And he starts talking about the gun and the the night sight and everything. I was like, okay, all right, I need to know more. I need to know more. So anyways, I can't afford it. But again, that's the AUSA show. That was one of the things that the latest thermals and the drone technology was my whole reason for going up. They got me a press pass.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, not going to cost you a dime. You are, at first, the head guy for the whole show, he's like, look, dude, I've never heard of you before. I don't know who you are. I'm not a gun guy. I'm like, roger that. I get that. Here's our analytics from Tactical Rifleman, blah, blah, blah. This is my military background. This is what I do now. I'm not just a guy from Bass Pro Shop who does YouTube videos. Right. Our channel doesn't have that many followers. We only have 865,000. But, you know, the ones that our fans are that group that actually buys things and that actually care and that are actually contributing members of society wanting to make the world a better place. And he basically told me, no, but I'll think about it. And this was just an email going back and forth. And I'm like, I understand, but here's a little bit about me. Well, he replied back. He's like, you know, I actually went and looked you up. And he's like, you're completely good, full press pass. Bring as much camera crew as you want. Just let me know the numbers. You're completely good to go. Free access to everything. I'm like, okay. And then my Suburban breaks down. Why? Because it's got 140,000 miles on it, and they're rough miles. But my patrons, you guys, they help me out. I'm not joking, guys. Without my patrons, without his patrons, there's no way I could. $5,000 to fix the motor. $5,000 to fix the motor.
Honestly,
$1,000 for a new dog, just that initial vet visit.
Well,
it's crazy.
So honestly, for us, we like our start started with Tactical Rifleman. You know, like you gave us our first.
Oh,
shop,
I appreciate
you know what I mean?
that.
So without Carl and Tactical Rifleman and you guys, I don't think we'd be as successful as we are. We would have made it, you know what I mean? But we wouldn't be as successful.
Just asking if you're a 501c3.
We are a 501c3 registered in Tennessee.
I'm not. I'm Carl Erickson. That's a 501c3.
Yeah, but you know, like without you guys, we just crossed over like 13,000 followers, which is really hard to do if you're not doing like, and we kind of stay away from the gun stuff with the rescue page, just because, you know, they shut people down, they shadow ban, you know. So for us, you know, like our goal for 24 is to cross over 20,000 followers. We're at Instagram, we're at like 13 something 5. You know, Kuma's got a viral video out right now. It's amazing, man. And we credit all of that back to both you guys and to you, Carl, because, you know, like the early days, you know, like you guys were sustaining us, you know, like the early days, you know, we were doing auctions like every month, you know, like we were doing auctions every month. We even talked about it one time. We were like, dude, we need to take a break because we're taxing these guys so hard, you know, that like, I'm just going to hang back for the next couple months and we're not going to do any auctions. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, I appreciate the heck out of you guys.
We went down. What was the fundraiser you did at that shooting range?
Armory.
Nashville Armory.
Yeah.
And Travis invited us down, and we promoted it. And I just out of the blue asked Randy Worst if Randy Worst wanted to go with me. And Randy don't shoot that much. Randy's a good shot, but he's Randy Worst. You know, he's 60 something years old. He just turned 70. He's coming up on 71. Yeah. So me and Randy go down there, and it's a little shooting competition, and you're a 4-man team, and you had to shoot like a bullseye. I think you even had to use their pistol or something. I don't remember. Don't quote me on that. But you had to be a 4-man team. So we go in there, and we got paired up with a pair of guys that had driven all the way down to help out Travis. They were from Michigan. Detroit, Michigan. They had a gun store up there. They supported Travis. They came down. And I want to say each of us had to shoot 5 bullets. That was it. It wasn't much. I don't remember the exact specific. And I'm not here to win anything. I'm just here to support Travis. So Randy shot, and I'm like, and Randy shot good. I was like, There's no way I can do that. So I'm like, Randy, I'm going to do it support hand only. And I shot it support hand only. And you guys know I shoot pistol right-handed, right? But you guys know I write left-handed. So I'm actually not too bad left-handed. It briefs better when you say I'm going to shoot it support hand. So I'm good strong hand and support hand. And so anyways, I shot it. I did outshoot Randy, which I thought was awesome. But we knew we weren't going to win it. We ended up taking high shooter. And they end up giving us these optics. I forgot. I think they were SIG optics.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
They were nice optics. And me and Randy gave the optics away. And yeah, you had all kinds of vendors set up outside.
We did it again the following year.
Yeah, and I had a class that weekend.
We messed up too because it was the Gold Star weekend for fifth group. So we had all these, and it was fine. We just. But it's super funny. The second time we did it, it was a little quieter. Not as many people could come because of everything that was going on. And these 4 Canadian ladies showed up, and they were like, "Oh, we're staying down the street at a hotel, and we're from Canada. We want to see guns, And so they walk into the gun store off the street, and I'm like, "Hey, what's up? What's going on?" And they fell in love with Kuma. Everybody does. And so I'm like, "What are you guys doing right now?" And they were like, "Nothing. Why? What's up?" And I'm like, "You're from Canada, right?" And they were like, "Yeah." And I was like, "You ever held a machine gun?" And they were like, "No." So I grabbed like a freaking Canadian Steyr off the wall.
Nice.
And I'm like, "All right, let's go shoot." You know what I mean? And so I took
Oh,
these
that's
4 Canadian
cool.
ladies, and we shot guns with them. It was super awesome, man. Ken came down. Kevin, I don't think could make that one. I don't remember if Kevin made that one or not. But a bunch of our patrons that are your patrons came down and we just, it's just awesome. It's
always a great time, guys. If you ever, you'll hear us talk about, we're doing a live stream at the Leatherwood Distillery, or we're doing a live stream at the Redneck Riviera in Nashville, or we're going to be in Florida here. When we say we're going somewhere, if you live nearby, please, please, please come visit. I know Moody, too, is in the chat. I was doing an overland challenge in Uwharrie National Forest. We just got out there, set up the campers, the Jeeps, we're checking fluids and everything. And Moody, too, just shows up out of the blue and brings me, I think we had moonshine and we had a great time just visiting. We love meeting you guys, hanging out with y'all. We really, really do. I know a lot of you guys were asking if these donations are tax deductible. That is 100% for sure true. All right.
So whoever wins the knife, just let me know. Shoot me an email off the website. And if you win the knife, it is tax deductible. I'll link you up with Melissa, and she'll get you a tax write-off for it to include, and you get the knife. So yeah, if you win the knives now. If you win the knives, we'll do. We'll happily send you guys a donation receipt.
Awesome. Heaven and Earth, I had a question. Susan, if Carl is still answering questions, can you ask him if an image intensifier tube is essential to a PVS-14 assembly kit? Yes. Here's the deal. I know a lot of you guys are a way to save money is they'll buy kits where you can build your own PVS-14. And don't get me wrong, I want you to build your own AR-15s, your second one. Buy a good one first, but your second one, I want you to build yourself, because that way you know what all the little springs and stuff does. So if you're ever in a gunfight and your rifle shits the bed, middle of the dark, you have that mental picture of how everything works in your gun. But understand, you building your first AR, that ain't going to be a good gun. It's not. But you're learning. Same thing with you building your first PVS-14. I recommend first night vision you ever buy PVS-14. And I've got binos, I've got thermals, I've got weapon mounted, I've got clip-ons, I have got tons of night vision. I know what I'm talking about. I recommend everybody, first thing you buy PVS-14, because you can hang it around your neck when you're bow hunting, walking through the woods in the dark. You can keep it in your go bag, keep it in your truck. You'll never need it until, hey, I'd really like to look at that without hitting it with my headlights right now. And you can pull it up. You can wear it on a helmet, which is hilarious to do. I got the head mount in the center console, so like the wife will fall asleep, and I'll be like looking at her, driving the Suburban in the dark. and I'll get the head harness out, and I'll put the PVS 14 over the other eye, and right when she starts to wake up, I'll put my hand, I'll kill the headlights, and I'll go, oh my God, and I'll take an exit. Right? Why? Because that shit's funny, right? No. PVS 14s are awesome. The kits, I'm not saying you can't make a PVS 14, but understand all nods are built around the intensifier tube. Always buy the best intensifier tube that you can afford. Buy once, cry once. Don't get anything that's not at least Gen 2 Plus. All right. Now, I understand it's a big expense. Twice this year, once in July, once in December 2024. If you go to our calendar, we have a course that's called Low Light, No Light Shooting course. It is at the Louisville Armory. It's an indoor range with an indoor shootout. The reason why I like an indoor range for this is classroom work. You start off the first morning shooting with flashlights on your pistols, on your rifles. Afternoon, we get into the different kinds of night vision, everything from Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3, IR light sources, thermals, digital night vision. We cover all of it. And then we actually issue out brand new PVS 14s. PVS 14s, Ghost White Phosphor, Gen 2 Plus from AGN Global Vision. I worked out a deal with them. They give me 9 brand new sets, Gen 2 Plus, Ghost White Phosphorus, the complete green bag, everything, helmet mount, the head harness, everything. Brand new. If at the end of the course you want to keep them, you pay my price. And my price, I can't even say what it is because it's cheaper than their level D dealer price. All right. I mark it up just a little bit, basically to cover my shipping back and forth. I'm not trying to make money off of night vision. I'm trying to train you. All right. If you don't like them, you're like, I can't afford it right now. I just wanted to take the class. No harm, no foul. They've agreed to take them back. Last year, they sent me 9, and I sold 8 sets. I only ended up sending them 1 back. I have the D-ball aiming lasers there for you to use on the rifles. The first afternoon, you're learning how to use the night vision, nothing to do with guns at all. I've got you reading the student handouts. I've got you doing disassembly, reassembly of your guns. Because it's not, learning how to shoot with nods is not doing this. Learning how to shoot with nods is you teaching your body to turn your head, not just turn your eyes. And there's so much that goes into it. And we talk about the advantages of being over one eye versus the other eye, focusing at reading depth of field instead of infinity and vice versa, advantages of running nods, all that stuff. We get in it. So anyways, we're doing that class twice a year. The price you're going to pay for a kit, now mind you, I don't know how you're going to purge that tube. Maybe you buy your intensifier tube already purged. I don't know. I almost guarantee you attending our class, you're buying the nods at my discounted price. You're going to get a much better product. That's just me. But anyway, guys, you can sign up for that at tacticalrifleman.com. We're doing it mid-July and again in December. The indoor range, if you do a night shooting class outdoors somewhere, you got to show up at 9 p.m. It doesn't get dark till 9:30, and you shoot till 1 o'clock in the morning. That's you understand, that's a whole 3 hours, and now you're tired as shit. Because you don't get home till 2. That's not this. You show up, we start shooting 8 o'clock in the morning because I can kill all the lights. We've got blackout screens up on everything. It is cave dark on that range. You're shooting, and it's good training, really good training. We've had a bunch of last year, this class completely sold out. This year, I expect it to sell out again. So I added a second one. We're doing one in July, one in December. Again, if you're looking to buy nods, I know they're expensive. I know they are. It's a big jump. So before you make that jump, I'm giving you the opportunity to actually hold it in your hands, actually train with it, shoot with it, adjust it, do everything. And we sold one set of binos. We had a guy ahead of time. He's like, I want binos. I know for a fact I want binos. Roger that. As long as you agree ahead of time, I'll order you whatever you want. They're yours at the end of the class. So
it's crazy how many hours like guys like us have under night vision, both driving, working, walking, flying.
And you can't do it in a 2-day class.
No,
you just can't.
You can't, and it takes like that exposure. You know what I mean? For you to be able to.
Yeah.
I actually got a job, like a part-time job down in Louisiana when I was on contract down in Louisiana.
Yeah.
Because I was flying all the time out of the Louisiana airport, and they do so much mosquito spraying down there that like the dude was like, "Oh, you're a military dude," and I was like, "Yeah." And so my pilot instructor, the guy that I was learning from, was like, "Do you want a job?" And I was like, "Well, I got a job." And he's like, "Well, do you want to work part time on the weekends?" I have so many night vision hours. I mean, granted, this is years ago, but I have so many night vision hours. He could train pilots all day long. He couldn't train people to be under night vision.
Yeah.
You know, because when you're mosquito spraying, I guess they don't want, it's all under night vision.
Yeah, you got to be under, that makes sense.
So he like, I didn't do it very often. I only did it like maybe 4 or 5 times, but,
I was going to say, it's, you got to have the hours in, but Steve Holland was one of my assistant instructors. I had Emery there, I had Ross in there, I had Steve Holland. And, Steve Holland, R&D, everything, been SF forever. He came up to me a couple times during the class, and he's like, "Carl, I forgot how much I had forgotten." And he said, "I did not realize how much I had forgotten about night vision." And he's like, "I've never seen anybody teach this, what you just taught." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "You take everything." Because in the military, you just start wearing them as a private and you stumble through the woods and you trial and error, and eventually you get enough hours, you learn what works, what doesn't work. He said, you took everything and you listed it right up front, advantages of this, advantages, cons, advantages of this, cons of doing it that way, advantages of this, cons. He's like, you laid it, I've never seen anybody lay it out like that. And I was like, yeah, Steve, because I put a lot of work into planning our courses, guys, and this was our new course. So I thought about like, how do you do night vision in literally just 2 days?
Right.
You can't do it. But if I had to do it, what do I want to teach? And I thought about it, and it took me about 2 months of just taking notes, scratching stuff out, and pulled photos and imagery. So you'll do PowerPoint for 5 minutes. Or 10 minutes, and then you go to the range and you try the technique out. You come out, you're going to do some PowerPoint for 3 slides. You're going to go back onto the range. You're going to come back and you keep going back and forth like that. Guys, we are closing the auction right now. Unless somebody throws down a high bid, going once, going twice, sold right there. All right, Susan, if you would tell me who my high winner is. All right. Oh, shit. My phone just died. Winner of auction is Vince. $2,000.
Wow, Vince,
man, you are the man.
Vince, if you do me a favor, if you go to the website right now and secondchancecanine.com, and can you send me an email off the website right now so that we can get your gift receipt out and then also mail you out one of these microtechs that we were donated. So thank you so much, man.
Vince, that is badass, dude. And Vince, shoot me an email also. You know the deal. He actually just won an auction a few weeks back also. I love that there are there's good people out there. And some people have deeper pockets than others. That's fine. Guys, if you don't have pockets as deep as Vince, but you understand, Vince is going to take this knife, he's going to hang it up on the wall. All right? That's just the truth. It's a trophy. All right? More important than getting the knife to Vince is that Vince just helped out this fine gentleman and his passion with these dogs, Second Chance Canine. So if you guys out there, I got it. You don't have pockets as deep as Vince. If you can just reach into that wallet and pull out what you got. You know, and if you can only do $100, do $100 and give it to Travis. Go to Second Chance Canine, and right there, guys, you can make a donation. You can make a donation to this guy. You really can.
We really appreciate it.
No, man.
Patreon too, if you want to get involved, if you want to be a member of like an extended member of the Tactical Rifleman family, or a member, like a member of the Second Chance Canine family. Working really hard to do some stuff in 24, trying to do link ups, kind of like the Patreon event, put a survey out there to see what guys wanted to do. Texas is, granted I have access.
We had a couple dogs there, plus your dog, one Patreon course. Yeah.
So Texas is a big thing for us. We go to Texas all the time. And then, but I'm also looking, I'll be at Patreon. So,
October.
Just more ways we can get involved and help. Going to start the
we got Lou is in the chat room. Lou, I want to thank you Lou was the winner of the auction 2 years ago at Patreon.
Yeah.
Same knife. Lou, you are good people. All you guys are good people. Kevin Fryer's here. Vince is here. I can't say enough how
Kevin,
awesome you guys
dude.
are.
Kevin, you're amazing, brother. I appreciate you.
Yeah, Kevin, you are. Kevin, you started this off. Kevin reached out to Susan. And then they both reached out to me, and they're like, hey, we need to do this. We need to do this auction for Travis. And I'm like, I haven't talked to Travis in a while. I've checked on, I check on your health every so often. But it's like, I hadn't had you on in a while.
Dude, I got lost in the matrix when I took that active duty job because I had because I didn't know. You know what I mean? So I had never been active duty National Guard. And, and then now I'm like, I was used to being a civilian and contracting and stuff. And so now, then I had to figure out schedules and courses and purchasing, So the first couple months of me being on these orders, dude, I was working 17 hours a day, just trying to learn and figure it out. And, I'd literally sit at my desk till 9 o'clock at night, and I live down there. So my family's not down there with me, so it was like, I'll just stay and work more, So I got pretty lost in it, but I've got a nice rhythm going now. We've got
takes a while to get settled in.
It does, man. I do nothing. Senior leaders in the military, which I've always been for a long time. It's just I haven't had to do the management piece. I was used to showing up, teaching a course, and leaving. Now I've got to do the management piece, and it's been super challenging and awesome, but it stopped me from hanging out as much as I would like to, but I'm kind of back. I'm in a good place now, and I'm able to dedicate more time to things like this.
Big shout out again to Kevin, man.
Yeah,
Thank you for starting this ball rolling.
Kevin is actually one of our dog dads too. So Kevin adopted Urso, So
was that Patreon year before last? Yeah.
So Urso's crushing it. That dude steps up, man. Let me tell you, if I ever pass and come back and Kevin's still around, I want to be Kevin's dog, because that dog wants for nothing. He takes absolute beautiful care of that dog. He had some hereditary medical issues, and Kevin just, whatever we got to do,
really?
And so,
no, that's awesome. That is awesome.
We love us some Kevin.
Guys, I got to wrap this up tonight. Like I said, I've got a long drive to Chicago tomorrow. I'm literally driving straight up, picking up my Jeep, turning around, and driving straight back down. And then I got the film crew rolling in. The film crew comes in Saturday. We're filming our next batch of Tactical Rifleman videos. They fly out Tuesday night. Wednesday morning, me and Emery leave to go teach our first class of the year. So I'm busy. I'm very busy, but I'll try. I try to do the best I can. I want to thank everybody for showing up with us tonight. I want to, of course, thank Venture Surplus for sponsoring. They've been sponsoring. They're going to do like a 3-month sponsorship of the live stream.
Awesome.
Guys, their motto is Venture brings the Army Surplus store to your door. Seriously, if you want the polypropylene undergarments, the Gore-Tex, you want Molly pouches, you want ammo cans, all that stuff, Venture Surplus is... because my local Army surplus place just got hit by a tornado. I'm like, man, I wanted to go to Eagles of War and pick up some stuff. We just had a tornado come through. Don't worry about the tornadoes, man. Don't worry about going to the military base. Go check out Venture Surplus. Want to thank them. You guys can thank them. Just visit their website. Buy something, put it in the thing. Hey, Tactical Rifleman brought me here. I'd appreciate it. Brother, I want to thank you.
Thank you.
It's been awesome.
My pleasure. I appreciate you guys so much.
It really is. Guys, it's always great having Travis here, without a doubt. And I think that's all we got. I want to thank my moderators.
Yeah. Susan's awesome. Thank you, Susan. We love you. We miss you. Can't wait to see you. Hopefully we'll see you at the next Patreon event.
She's actually going to be here, I think, in May for, we are going up to North Carolina for something survival readiness expo, 3-day event.
Yeah, is that the one where they make knives in front of people and stuff? Yeah,
it's up in the mountains, and me and Emery, Byron Russell, Randy Wood, Sularu, Angry American, we're all Kevin, Alan Kay. I'm hoping Alan can make it. He's not locked in yet. We're going to be doing 1-hour little seminars for those 3 days. My wife's coming to take classes. Byron's bringing his wife. But then Tactical Rifleman is staying for 5 more days to do more days at a local range up there. So if you're looking to do some training here in North Carolina, you can check us out there. I believe Susan's coming in for some of those. All right, parting words of wisdom for the masses.
Keep your knife sharp and your powder dry.
And hug your puppy.
And hug your pups.